Hello ratbags, it's Jade Plays Games. Welcome to an ARK Survival Evolved Community Crunch Roundup. I'm a little bit late with this. Like I said, I normally do this on Tuesday when we've had the newest Community Crunch posted. But I was away coming back from London. Anywho, not just that actually, I really just couldn't be bothered. Because there really isn't nothing that exciting. And I know that sounds a bit mad because we've got a brand new creature to look at about Aberration coming out, or not Aberration, Extinction coming out. But the Community Crunch is just, to me, still filled with just a bunch of bullshit. So I'll probably piss off more people making this video. Lots of you commented saying, you know, maybe I should just give up playing ARK since I'm so negative about it in the last few weeks. Well, you know, that's the way feedback goes. If you're doing nothing but give negativity, you're going to get negativity back. Now, with this brand new creature, I should maybe be happy. I posted it on my community section. Literally the minute it came out, I posted the picture, I put the link up because, you know, I still get excited about new creatures, particularly one that looks like it comes from Neverending Story. But when you take away the shine, when you take away what this is and what this represents and actually delve into what they're announcing here, it's still just more crap news for a good 50% of ARK fanbase. Now you guys should know by now I am a console fanboy. I've got a 1080 Ti, I've got a 16 core THREADRIPPER, but I still prefer my Xbox and PS4. If I could carry on just making videos on games that came to console, I would gladly do that. But there are some really fantastic games on PC, and a lot of the early access games come to PC first. So that's why I bought a PC. I bought a PC so I could highlight and showcase some of these new games. It doesn't mean I forget about Xbox or PS4 people, and I regularly and almost 90% of my content is geared towards console people. And so this is why the news of brand new server modding contests is still just a bit of a bollocky bullshit notification. It's good for the people that enjoy ARK on PCs, but in no way, shape or form is this good for anyone on console. Don't believe any hyperbole, don't believe any modders out there saying it's going to be good, it might come to console, it's a load of bullshit. Also, don't believe clickbait YouTubers, I keep saying it, I'll mention their names too, like Loaded Crisis, that keep telling you mods are coming to console. They're not. Last week I went on a massive rant talking about the latest Community Crunch from last week that had a question and answer session with it. In it we found out we're not getting S Plus come to console, and there is no events also coming to console. All because Extinction, the brand new DLC that's coming out in November, has to be worked on instead of that stuff. Now the devs have said it will come after Extinction, but like I said in that video, I detailed exactly why that's not true. And it's pretty much just a lie to keep people happy and sweet and hopefully playing ARK a little bit longer. And in a way, this is the same sort of post and it's going to get the same reaction from me. 50% of people that play ARK Survival Evolved play on an Xbox One and a PS4. ARK is coming out on a Nintendo Switch later on this year. That's going to be an even bigger percentage of people playing ARK. So whoopee fucking do, there is some modding contest for modders to make mods. I love mods. Some of the mods they've done on ARK have been amazing. Some of the maps have looked fantastic. The way they implemented and changed creatures, added new stuff that they created themselves and just used ARK as the template and the base has been truly exceptional. ARK really took modding to a new form, allowing people to mod their game, reward them for modding their game by giving them monthly bursaries and promoting mods in a way that many other developers have never done. But that still only services half the fan base. That still only services half the people that buy ARK, that play ARK on a regular. It only keeps the PC crowd happy. Now you may be wondering, nothing's really changed. But the fact is that over the last year and a half, the devs have talked about mods coming to console more. In fact, the lead creator Jeremy Stieglitz in an interview with PC Gamer said 2 more mods were going to be coming before Christmas 2017. There's various interviews talking about the sponsored mod programs that were last year or created even 2 years ago. But one of these catches my eye the most. It says here from Jeremy, we can enable the mods to do so, we can make it a full-time job out of it, maybe they can spend more time to make these mods higher quality, indeed even finish them and ultimately benefit the overall ARK community as a result. But that's just it. It isn't benefiting the overall ARK community, is it? It's only benefiting half the community. Now, for context, the interview does go on to say, a quote from Jeremy saying, they can't do everything that players want to see in the game. We're just that not big or omnipotent, so mods are really a way for players themselves to plug the inevitable gaps. If you're developing a PC game specifically, you're really selling it short if you're not thinking about mods. So that has been an argument a long time coming for people defending mods. People state and stress that ARK is a game developed for PC first. and that anything that comes to Xbox One and PS4 should be just some sort of bonus. Well, again, I call bullshit on that. When you make big, huge, massive collector's editions, when you release your game and you double the price, you add season passes to the game, you add pre-order bonuses in the form of Bionic Dinosaur skins. You do everything possible to make your game as AAA as you can get it across all 3 platforms. I then do believe you can't just get behind the shield of going, we only work on PC, or PC is our main focus. Particularly when, as I said, 50% of your 12 million fans play the game on Xbox One and PS4. So this is what this post details. It shows not only the modding contest, which I'm not even going to go into. I will leave the link down below if anyone's not seen it, as this is a couple of days late. If I'd had a chance to do this yesterday, I maybe would have gone into a bit more details and then had just a full-on rant. But honestly, I just don't give a shit. We've got a clone from another film, Neverending Story, rather than something more original. We've got more news that PC is getting extra goodies, console getting nothing. And to cap it all off, they're getting rid of more legacy servers. So if you play on any of the old style legacy servers, you need to check this lists. It's honestly got to that point with me where if ARK do anything now, I'm going to probably find fault with everything they post or do. Because I just see through the bullshit. I see through the crap that they feed people. And I'm tired of either hyping them up or trying to help the game or community when nothing else gets done. And if you don't believe me, I can pull up every single bit of reference material and interview because I do kind of remember this stuff. July 21st, 2017, Jeremy Stiglitz states, hopefully we're going to get 2 more official DLCs that year. Now he's talking about official DLCs, and in this whole interview it's talking about sponsored mods. It's not talking about Scorched Earth, it wasn't talking about Aberration, it was talking about DLC, official DLC. Now maybe he's got confused, maybe he means overall, maybe he's including Aberration in that, but what happened to the other DLC then? What happened to getting something for free for console people to keep them happy and interested in the game rather than just having to pay more money for more DLC? It goes on to talk about Stiglitz talking about Ragnarok's development and it will continue till completion. Again, that wasn't true either. They announced that Ragnarok wouldn't be worked on anymore after the last update that added the desert biome. The content creators' plans, the modders' plans, which they had much more ideas about that map, got shelved because they got put to work on Extinction. And that's a fact. You can go and ask the devs themselves, you can go and ask the modders. They were basically told to stop working on Ragnarok because they need them to work on ARK's brand new official map, Extinction. Sure, they do a few bug fixes now and then, but there was a ton of stuff that the modders wanted to add. They just never got round to doing it. So where has this free mod gone? This interview was a year ago, over a year ago, and we still haven't had this mod. We've got community crunches telling us we're not going to get the mods until next year now. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. ARK will pour a bunch of money into modders because you never know, you'll come across someone who's extremely talented and they deserve the chance to show their work. It will keep the PC brigade happy, and that's important for a lot of people in development. Keeping your game at top of the Steam charts gives you more viewability, it makes your game more successful, and it gives you a platform opportunity to go and make more games with the security that you can point to the fact your game is still being played right now. No one is playing vanilla ARK on PC, they're playing modded ARK on PC. When you see the stats or you've seen things where it says 50,000 people are still playing ARK on Steam, it's because it's modded servers. That is not the official numbers for just official plain vanilla servers. Bless some of your cotton socks, some of you guys have been tagging me and saying to cover some of the stuff that's going on with Dragonpunk. I've purposely ignored Dragonpunk as much as I can. It's a fantastic looking mod, they've been doing some great work, and they've really geared themselves up to make the best of an opportunity. But the clickbait concocted by Loaded Crisis and with Dragonpunk egging it on, is just an absolute lie that we're going to get any of these type of mods come to console. I have spoken to Dragonpunk myself, and I've said this time and time again in the last few months. We exchanged views about the state of mods on console months ago, and even then he was admitting that it might not be able to happen on a regular Xbox or regular PS4. At a push, maybe an Xbox X, maybe a PS4 Pro. But simply put, there's just not enough RAM to handle mods how they currently are. Yes, there are mods on console. We've got Ragnarok, we've got Primitive Plus, we've got the Center Map, but they aren't strictly mods. They are mods that were given over the licenses to Wildcard, who then ported it over. They could then use their expertise as well as outside companies to port the mods over to console. So in the strictest terms, it's not a mod just made by a modder and uploaded so that you can just choose what you want to do. It is something the company have invested in and said we are going to make it run on our systems, on the Xbox, on the PS4. Now, I don't expect Wildcard to do that for every single mod. That's another plus side to it. It's expensive. You're not going to be able to do this for every single mod. The limitations of console isn't Wildcard's fault or the modder's fault. But we've got to stop this bullshit of just promoting stuff as if it's going to come to console. You as a subscriber, you as a viewer, have got to call out bullshit when you see this. Get informed, go and do some research. Stop watching clickbaiters that make you think ARK is going to be filled with mods for everyone to play. It's a load of bollocks. We're never going to see the type of mods you see on Skyrim or Fallout come to ARK. Bethesda spent millions on them systems. I say this because I just don't want anyone else to get more hyped up. If you enjoy ARK, it's fantastic. If you're still loving it and you're playing it and you're just happy to see a brand new creature like they show in Community Crunch, then that's great. I was excited about this creature. But every time I see the bullshit and I see between the lines of what Wildcard are doing, and I may sound like a bit of a crackpot, but when you've done over 500 news videos about ARK Survival Evolved, when you've done over 100 guides tutorials about ARK, when you've done over 200 spotlights, first looks, gameplay guides on what's coming to ARK, not to mention over 100 Let's Play videos, you kind of reliably think to yourself you know what ARK is and where developers are going with the game. They've surprised me a few times, in a good ways and positive ways, but lately it's just been negative after negative. Delaying extinction, announcing no mods, announcing no events, cutting down on servers, giving us no news, nothing to look forward to, and only dropping some bullshit game trailer by accident called Atlas that they haven't even got the balls to explain why it was uploaded on their main channel. Am I done with ARK? No, I'm not done with ARK, but I'm only going to cover substantial news, and to be honest, I'm probably not going to cover any decent news until I start seeing some positivity in what I'm being told. That's going to be really harsh for a lot of you guys, and I may really upset a lot of people, but frankly, I'm done. I'm done peddling bullshit. I'm done being part of a cycle that promotes ARK. ARK is not a good game. It's poorly put together, it's poorly optimised, it's poorly run. The core concept of ARK is great. The core idea of it is fantastic. The people that contribute it, like the community, people in forums, the modders themselves that make it for half the fans. But the developers that make the game themselves have just treated it nothing more than a vehicle to make their name. They're not always thinking the best way for fans. They've done some great stuff in the past, like porting over some of their mods, but it was all obviously to drive their ambition, drive their attention, drive their sales. And it worked. ARK sold millions of copies. But once you've got over that first big huge blip of sales, you have to think about how much investment you're going to put into a game. What are you going to get back from it? And that's the bottom line. They're not getting anything from porting more mods to console, so they're not going to do it. Agree, disagree, pop it in the comment section. I'd love to hear from some mod makers. Not all mods are difficult to port over to console, by the way. Most of the most popular mods on ARK are very tiny, cosmetic stuff. Like echo mods, which are mostly cosmetic items that transform the look of things, are extremely small. It wouldn't take that much effort to get them into the game. But it's something Wildcard don't necessarily want to do for some reason. It must be down to time, it must be down to money. They can't make these big huge mods like Dragonpunk run on console, and they can't even do us a solid and give us smaller mods like cosmetic items that will run on console. What gives me a right as a YouTuber to be so critical? How can I be critical when ARK made my channel? I've made over 20 million views in the last 3 and a bit years, and most of that has come from ARK Survival Evolved. A good 18 million of them views are ARK views. So why can I be critical? Well, that's what makes me able to be critical. I've promoted this game, I've helped this game's community in many different ways through my guides, tutorials. I have directly influenced things at times with their community team that I know has been filtered back through the dev teams. You can't always just have positive, happy communication and feedback. Sometimes you need someone to say, you know what, you're just a bit shit and you need to improve. I don't have a history in game development. I don't give a shit how hard it is or what people do and do this and do that. There are very good examples of other companies out there that don't treat their fan base the way Wildcard do. There are good examples of game developers that do lots of things as promised. So that's just to counter what I normally get negative feedbacks when I do go on a rant is that I know nothing about game development and I shouldn't be critical of ARK because it's helped my channel. My views have helped them more. 20 million, 18 million of them views on ARK Survival Evolved, I should say, have been promoting that game. Most of them views have been good, positive pieces. In fact, the amount of rant videos or videos where I'm being critical of ARK, you can boil it down to about 20. Out of what? 1,500 videos? Something stupid like that. So if anyone's allowed to be critical of ARK, it's me. And I will be. Because I want this game to be better. I want it to do better. I want the devs to be better. I want them to be recognised for the good work they do, instead of it always being recognised for the crap, weird stuff they get up to. I'll talk to anyone in the comment section that's got a really good argument for or against what I've just said. But like I said, until I get some positivity news about ARK that isn't just filled with more bullshit, I'm not necessarily going to cover it all the time. And it's true, I probably will get hyped up when they finally do release or announce something to do with Atlas, because at my core, I still think the developers can sometimes pull something out of the bag. I want them to just surprise me. I want them to change my opinion completely on how they work. But every time I think they're going to do that, every time I get excited about something, I promote something with all my content I do, just more negative stuff comes through. The way they communicate to the fans is awful. I'm Jade Plays Games. That has been the ARK Community Crunch. I'll see you ratbags later.